In this video, I have one of my clients on. Her name is Cheryl, and she is going to share her story and her journey of her weight loss and her experience working together. She has been an inspiration to so many of my clients in our group together, and I'm super excited to share her story. So, Cheryl, welcome. Tell
Right.
tell us a little bit of a background. Who are you? What do you do? Why did you join my program?
Well, I am 52. I'm a physical therapist. Throughout my life, I guess I've never had a weight problem. I've always been on the thin side, very active. I grew up on a farm, so my exercise was doing farm things. I love horses. I ride horses all the time. So that was my growing up. That was my adult life. Um, and then menopause. Stupid menopause hits, and then you start feeling the joint aches and the lower energy and this muffin top that everybody talks about, and then you just assume that it's normal, and then the muffin top becomes huger. I don't know, it was more annoying, and seeing all these changes, and I just started thinking, I don't know that I really want this. Trying everything that I knew in the past of, watching your calories, trying to watch what you eat, trying to exercise more, and none of that was working. So, and then I stumbled on your Facebook page, and you and I are neighbors, so I knew you. So it wasn't like, oh, I don't know this stranger. So I was like, okay, I trust what she's saying, and I started reading some of the things you were posting, and like, okay, this doesn't have to be. So that's when I reached out to see, does it have to be?
Awesome. Awesome. I love your story. And so before you started, like before we started working together, what were your biggest frustrations with your weight?
Um, just that things that I had tried in the past or thought that I knew was, oh, you just had to eat less and exercise more because that's what everybody tells us. That's what the magic is. So that's what I was trying to do. And I had worked with somebody else and worked with the Optavia program. And I was frustrated with that because ultimately I want to eat real food. My key thing was, I always said I wanted to learn to eat like an adult. And that was more of a meal replacement with bars and things like that. And that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to learn how to eat real food. Um, and sadly, I didn't know much about that because we're not taught how to eat real food. And growing up, it wasn't like we ate at restaurants all the time. We ate home cooked meals, but it's meat and potatoes and gravy and a dessert, and you cleaned your plate type thing. So I wanted to learn more about how to do that differently.
Awesome. Yeah, yeah. And what were you hoping to accomplish starting our work together?
Well, I told myself I wanted to eat like an adult, but I mean, ultimately, everybody is vain. We all want to look better. So I wanted to get rid of that 10 pounds because I'm very vain. I want to look good. I want to feel good and look good going into older age. I don't want to look like mom. I didn't want that. So that was a big motivator, but I really did want the health part of not having the achiness, wanting to stay active, wanting to be able to do my farm chores, wanting to be able to ride the horse. I wanted all of that.
Did you accomplish that goal?
Yes. Yes.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you, Cheryl. Okay, so a few more questions for you. So, what was your experience like in my program? And you're still in my program too, right?
Yes.
So, what was your
Yes.
experience like?
Every emotion you could possibly imagine. Because I didn't know what to expect. I kind of went through every emotion because finding out it was a group thing, I'm not a group person. I don't share things. I don't like to be vulnerable. um, so the first 3 or 4 weeks and doing the weekly meetings and posting stuff, I did not do that well or a lot because I was very private. I didn't want to share and I didn't want to be judged and I wasn't comfortable with all that. And then as the other ladies started sharing, we do our food logs and we post those. And then our weekly meetings, as they started to share more, I started to learn from them and it started bringing up all the emotions of, oh gosh, I'm going through that too. Or, when you not made us, but when you encourage us to do our why and figure out diving deep, that wrecked me. I mean, I spent all morning crying. I'm hanging up clothes on the clothesline and I'm just crying because I'm figuring out really what my why was. And I didn't know what my why was, to learn how to eat like an adult. I didn't know all the other stuff that went into that. So when I crossed that home and shared that with the group, that's when everything changed. I became more open to all of the things of all the parts of the program. So, I mean, all of that emotion. And then I would say the biggest emotion was resistance, because every week there was something new that you wanted us to try or do. And every week I'm like, oh God, hell no, I'm going to die if I do that. So, so yeah, that was part of it. But that resistance, working through that over the next week of thinking, okay, maybe Nicole isn't crazy. Maybe I can try this because some of the other ladies were doing it successfully. Just giving that confidence of, yes, I can do this. And maybe I failed the first 5 times, but I did it. Um, so those emotions, and then the success when you did it and getting to share that with everybody, that was that was great too. So yeah, every emotion you can have, I went through every day, every week, every month, and still working through some of that and finding, um, digging deep and finding, yes, you can do the hard stuff. So
Thank you for sharing that. Yes, you're watching your transformation and coaching you through that has been one of the highlights of my coaching, right? Like finding and digging up all of those roots of why we're struggling with our behaviors around food and our food choices, and the transformation that you and other women go through has been amazing to see when women get vulnerable and start to share and open up and break down those walls. Like that has been, you have done an amazing job with doing that inner work and getting through your transformation. It's been awesome to see that. So I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. So you went through, we worked together through my coaching program last year. And then now you're in my graduate program, which is this year-long follow-up. Have you been able to maintain this weight loss that you set out to do?
yes, when I finished the program we did 13 weeks, I had lost 9 pounds, no, 9 to 10 pounds. And that was my inner goal, was I wanted to get rid of that menopause 10. And then since then I have lost 6 more pounds. Because when we finished our 13 weeks, my thought was, oh no, what do I do? What do I do now? What do I do without these women? Because you become so close and reliant of, what am I gonna do then? You built us up to be strong, but still there's that confidence of, how do I keep doing this even though you gave us all the tools? So the graduate program that we talked you into doing, of this is what we all need, this is what we want, is this ability to continue but wean us off kind of the weekly thing. So that was really valuable to me, because that then gave me time to kind of go back through the weekly modules and learn more, because it's so crammed into those weeks that you're getting the surface, and then you find out, well, I want to know more about this. I want to know, for me it was, I want to know more about fasting. I wanted to know more about the exercise, so getting to deep dive into those things and learning more about the whole menopause and hormones and all of that kind of stuff. So in that time, then I think doing getting more into intermittent fasting allowed my body to then get more used to that fat burning stage. Um, and I didn't die. I didn't die when I thought I was hungry, or when it was the difference between hunger and an urge, and being able to work through more of those type of things at our own pace and continue to learn and realize I am doing this on my own with a group still, but I am strong enough to do this on my own. I don't have to have a group forever. Um, but in that time also is how ended up here as the ambassador program, if we're ready to talk about that, is because that's when I realized I wanted to share my story more. And I kept finding myself telling different people little parts of it when they would mention something like, well, if you did this, or you could try. So I want to educate, and I want to share more. So I think that's where I'm at now, is I'm really passionate about, I need to share this with everybody.
Awesome. Awesome. Yes. And becoming a leader and inspiring other women is so empowering to other women to hear your story. So I'm super excited that you have become an ambassador and now are inspiring other women through your own work, through your own hard work. That's awesome. So a few more questions for you, Cheryl. So how has your health, your life, and your career been impacted?
Health wise, I mean, I wasn't in bad health by any means. I was active, and I don't have any major health problems, but through this focusing more on weight training, I do feel a lot stronger when I'm doing my walks, when I'm doing things around the farm. I feel a lot stronger doing those things, which was one of my main goals. Joint pain, some of that, I mean, that doesn't just absolutely go away, but with the inflammation leading, there's less of that. There's less of, oh gosh, I have to go down these stairs this morning. So that is better also. And then my work, I'm a physical therapist, so I work with people every day of getting their health and mobility and things like that back. And part of that is coaching people through what else they can do besides what I may be working on. So just having some of that knowledge that I can encourage them, there's help out there. You can get help for your diabetes or for your other injuries. If you don't have to be satisfied with one person's opinion, so you can investigate more. And now that I'm able to do that and tell them where they can get help, that has been really nice. And a lot of people, this was part of my vulnerability too, because I've been thin all my life. So people come in and say, how do you stay so skinny, or how do you stay so thin? And I didn't have an answer before and now I do. And it takes a lot of work. It's a lot of hard work. And I don't just stay that way. I had to work to get this way and to stay that way. And, people tend to just judge you that it might be easy. Like, there is skinny fat, there is skinny unhealthy, there is more to it than just good genes or good luck. There's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. How has your weight loss journey here and your transformation, how has this impacted your mindset, your confidence, your beliefs?
Um, a lot, and that's a lot I'm still working through, because sharing stuff, I still, that you're vulnerable to being judged of, that's still hard for me to share a lot, because what people think or say matters to me. But working through a lot of that is, I don't really care what they think. I'm going to do what's best for me. And I've learned that what is best for me may not be what other people think is best for me. But I'm going to work through that anyway. I'm doing me, doing my thing. So that mindset has changed quite a bit.
Good. Good. Would you recommend this program, this 16-week health coaching program, to somebody else?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. Yes. Because learning that it takes a group, it just takes a group, and it takes somebody else to help hold you accountable to help you along the way of the stumbling blocks, to help you work through things that you didn't even know that you needed to work through. All of that is very important and part of this program. And there's other programs out there that all are different fits for different people. So this may not be the fit for everybody, but I would encourage people to find the one that is. Find your tribe, find your group, find the fit, and don't give up until you do find that fit. So, and then it's doesn't end. You can't just say, okay, in 6 weeks I'm going to be here and magically it's all better. You have to realize that you signed up for a life change. You signed up for a lifestyle change, not a diet, not a fad. It's a change, and you may have your setbacks, and each day is you have a failure of one meal or one snack. It's one thing. You can keep going on and you keep starting over. So I think that is the big difference that a lot of people don't understand when they start a diet, because there's a never ending to this. This is something that I've embarked on and I'm going to continue forever and continue making changes and adjusting things along the way. Like you and I have talked about, is I've lost more weight than I anticipated, than what my goal was. And I don't want to continue there. So we adjusted things. So I'm maintaining now, and my focus is different, is more on the weight, muscle gain, through that way. So it's constant adjusting of, okay, this is where I'm at, or this phase is where I'm at, or this happened in my life, or what's going on, that we can continue to change. So that's very valuable.
Good, good. Yeah. So last question for you, Cheryl. So what would you tell a woman that is thinking about starting working together, but she is on the fence? She's not sure. What would you tell her?
Just jump. If you're thinking about it, you're ready. So don't doubt if you are. If you're thinking about it, that's the first step in deciding you're ready for a change. And don't use the excuses of, but the holidays are coming up, because we started before Thanksgiving. We had 3 holidays, and that was perfect because you walked us through all of that, of these are the foods, these are how to deal with family, this is how to deal with the emotions, this is how to deal with all of that. There's always going to be a holiday or event or something in your life that you have to work through. So don't wait for the perfect moment, because right now, today is the perfect moment. So do it. Expect it to be hard. Expect that you'll question why you're doing it. Expect to hate every moment of it somewhere in there, and expect to be overjoyed and get way more than you expected out of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Cheryl. Thank you so much for getting vulnerable today and sharing your story. I so appreciate your time and your willingness to share this and inspire other women. So if you are ready to work together, I have a 16-week health coaching program set up and a follow-up graduate program set up. And this includes weekly coaching sessions. It includes an online weekly modules that I've created to walk you through 3 main focus points. It is hormones, foods, and mindset. Mindset's a huge one. And then the last piece of that coaching program includes daily accountability in a small private group that is so powerful to change your life and improve your weight loss and take you through this health journey. So if you are ready to work together and want to know what it looks like working together, please join me on a free 30-minute consult call, and we can walk through what your weight loss goals are and how we can come up with that plan to get you to your weight loss goals. And I'll share that link in the show notes below. And that way you can get schedule your free call. Okay. Thank you so much for being on, Cheryl.
Thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.